What actually is BMX racing?
When I'm feeling your love, it's like a wind that blows. Can't give up and I can't let go. Won't give up, I won't lose. When I'm broken down and I'm bruised.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Now, before we get into this video, I want to say that in my last video, when I edited it back, I spoke very quickly, especially in the rocker video. In the intro, I didn't even know what I was saying, so I apologise for that, so I'll try to speak better in this video. So, in this video, I'm going to be explaining what BMX racing actually is, because if you've watched my channel for a while now, you would have seen that I used to do, before the races got cancelled, I used to do race recaps, which is a nice little series on my channel where I talk through each race day that I've had, maybe get some footage of it, either from the sidelines or a GoPro footage or anything, and then I talk about how my race day went and what happened in this specific race day at all these different events. So I thought that some people might not even know what BMX racing is, so I thought I'd make a video explaining what it actually is, you know, bare bones, if you went to start to go BMX racing, what are you going to do? So for this video I've actually searched what is BMX racing on Google, because I know what it is, but I wanted to see what Google says, and unsurprisingly it says exactly what it is. So according to Google, and obviously what it actually is, BMX races are sprint races. So they are either, depending on the length of the track, they can go from anywhere from 15-second laps to a minute, just under a minute maybe, depends how long the track is. Now, Cycler Park that I ride is about, for me, just under 40 seconds, I think, quickest lap. So around that number would be my race time, because, you know, I'm on my own when I do a quick lap or a time lap, so yeah, there's other people in the race. So BMX racing, as I said, it is a lapped sport. Now, the tracks are built as one lap sports. So when you go to a BMX track, if you've ever seen one, you can't actually go and do 2 laps straight away. It doesn't like flow round. There's normally a start hill and then a finish line far away from the start hill or right next to it or whatever. But you can't just go back round for another lap. So it's a one lap sport. So as I mentioned there, the race starts with a start hill, which is a banked incline, I guess, if we're going off that, with a start gate on it, which they can be barrel gates or they can just be flat gates, where I might put a video in here of about a gate actually working at a race. So a barrel gate, actually they have to actually dig out part of the hill for the gate to slide into, so it's flat at normal times. When they bring the gate up on a hydraulic system, then it goes flat, and then then all the riders lean their bikes on that gate. When you start at the gate, it consists of 8 riders with a full gate. Obviously, most of the time there's not really a full gate unless there's, you know, enough people there. So it is an off-road dirt track sport, but according to British Cycling, but the tracks are actually Google says that the tracks are actually groomed serpentine dirt race course made of various jumps and rollers and a finish line. So that pretty much explains it. It's not just dirt jumps in a field somewhere. They're actually carved out and built properly and out of concrete based down, and then, you know, gravel's over it and everything. So yeah, you're not just hitting the field with your mates going for some dirt jumps, but it's just more of a professional way of that, I guess. So on any racetrack, you've got a start hill. Well, on most BMX tracks, you've got a start hill, unless they're run down, I guess. Then once you hit, so at Cycler Park, we're going to use Cycler Park as a demonstration because that's my most regular track to go to. So you're going to start at the hill on the gate. Then the gate goes, riders ready, watch the gate, and then it's a random start. The random start is obviously just to make it a level playing field for anyone. So anytime you get on that gate, you could be riders ready, watch the gate, and then it could be straight away or a little bit after. Now, and then the gate, there's 2 sets of lights each side, depending on the track, depending on where they place them. Could be on the ground, so they're harder to look at, but they could be up. At Cycler Park, they're up on railings, so they're actually at your height to look at when you're on the gate. So it'll go riders ready, watch the gate, and then then the beeps will go red, amber, amber, green. Now, depending on what gate is set up, most top end tracks are set at the same gate dropping speed. But yeah, it could be, it's any depends on the track you go to. When that goes, there'll be a beep at each light, so then you can work out if you're going to go off the beeps, look at the lights, look at the gate, look straight ahead and have your peripherals looking at the lights. It just depends on what rider's riding the track, and therefore what you want to do when you're starting going down the hill. So then every BMX track will have 4 straights at least, I believe. I I haven't seen any track without 4 straights. There's pump tracks that have normally, on average, they've got 2 straights because they're smaller and it's just a bit of fun on a pump track. So 4 straights is what most BMX tracks will have, and to have those 4 straights, you'll have the start hill, the first straight, a berm, a second straight, a berm, third straight, berm, fourth straight, finish line. Now, you might, if you don't know what BMX racing is, you might not go, Jack, what is a berm? What did you just say there? So basically, if you watch any of my videos, when on the corners, they are basically banked corners or like inclined corners, depending on what track you go to. I know the Olympic Park one is basically a wall for the first corner, so you've got to kind of hang on. They are banked corners joining the straights up, so you couldn't have 4 straights just in a straight line. It's not a rhythm, it's not like a Red Bull straight rhythm. You have corners going round, and then they connect all the straights. So the first straight at most tracks will probably be kind of a biggish line, kind of spread out, depending on the size of the track, obviously. But there'll be kind of a warm-up, kind of like a mid-range for the track. And then you go down the second straight, and that's kind of more, it's more of a continued first straight. And you've just got different style of jumps going down that straight. Once you get to the third straight, that is normally where there's a rhythm section. Now, a rhythm section on a BMX track or motocross or anything is basically where there's just a lot of rollers on one straight or different. It's normally the straight with the most lines because it's got so many possibilities down it. For example, at Cycler Park, that is the rhythm section. Now, once you hit the second berm, the rhythm section normally comes up quite quick on you because you've got to be on it when you're going down these straights quick because there's just a roller after roller after roller. So yeah, and then once you get to the third berm, the fourth straight is most tracks, pretty much all tracks I've been to. The last straight is just like the chiller. You're at the end, come on, you can finish this, get the race over. But then also, you see riders like Kyle White riding the last straights places, and they can proper use the full straight to their advantage where everyone else is chilling, but they're still going for it and they gain a few places out of it. I've even done it. I mean, it can be done. So I've mentioned there, I've got rollers, straights, berms, jumps, and the start hill. So the start hill I already explained, it's a banked hill going in, gains loads of speed to get in. Once you lean on the gate at an angle, gate drops, you're going down that hill. Pedalling or not pedalling, you're rolling down that hill. Depending on what track you're at, Cycle Park quite steep, Greenwich not as steep, so you're going to have to pedal at Greenwich more, but yeah. So then you hit a jump. Now, in any of my most of my BMX racing videos, you'll see a variety of jumps. So we've got doubles, we've got step-ups and tables. We've got triples, we've got quads, and then we've got just a rhythm section which is just everything. We've got step downs, step ups, all that. So now a double is 2 rollers together. You may see 2 rollers next to each other, kind of on the straight, but they're not close enough to look like a double. A double is normally quite built up to show that it's a double and you can just jump it. Double is normally two rollers on the same level, and then you jump it, and there's a slight dip in the middle. So then a table is a double with no rolled ends, so it's literally like a normal table, like a dining table, straight up. Look, you got the takeoff, the straight across, and then the landing. So tables are normally the best to learn to jump on because if you don't make it all the way, you're just going to land flat. Whereas a double, you might get hooked up on the landing. Once you understand what a double is, you'll then have a more of a grasp of what a step up is. Now, as I said about a double, they're both on the same level. A step up is basically just step up. So the first roll on the double may be the same height as a normal double. The second roller will be higher than that. So you have to step up when you jump it. Now, step ups aren't the easiest to learn on, but once you've got the table, then the double, and then a step up, you're on your way. Then the opposite of that, you've got step downs, which are, as you may think, you might jump a step up backwards now, or just a step up in general. So a step down is the first roller is higher than the lower roller, so you're stepping down. So then a triple, most of these jumps are very self-explanatory. So then you got the triple, which is basically, you might have worked it out, is 3 rollers together in a triple. So you can have there's a lot of variations of a triple. So you can have a straight just triple, all level height, same dip down. You could have a step up into a double, which is first roller's lower and then the last 2 are same level. That we have that at Cycler Park on the first straight. So that's still a triple. And then you've got a triple where it could be a step up, step down, or a step-up table. It's just many different variations of a triple, but you've got 3 different rollers or landings, or just a bit in the middle really. By the time you're double manualing through these triples, you're going to want to go, I think I could triple manual. So then they've got quads jumps, which some tracks you see people fly the whole thing, which is insane. Or most of the time you've got, like at Cycle Park for example, on the last straight when you come around the third berm, which is the corner, you've then got a step up and then a double in the middle and then a step down. So that's actually 4 rollers, so you can triple manual it because there's 3 gaps. So once you put them together, you have then got a racetrack, and you can, depending on where you live, in what country or whatever, you have got regional races, club races, national races, and then the championship. So I have the British Championships, which is basically just the penultimate round of the nationals, and it's where everyone comes in to become British champion. And when we work your way down, the nationals are obviously nationwide. So there's tracks for anywhere. So I live in the south of England, but there's a national in Glasgow, which is pretty much the opposite of the country. So it's national. Then regional is a bit smaller. So I'm in the south region, so it's basically the whole of the south. Then you got south east, south west, and then north south or whatever. Basically the country's just set up into different regions, so not everyone's racing at a national size. Then if you're not quite ready for regional races, you've got even less regions. So near me they've got the London series, which is less riders, it's a more confined area, it's just London tracks and less riders, easy to begin with. So then club races, onto club races, you've got just whatever club you are in. If you're in a club, they might set up a race, like we have the TNT Winter Series, and that is a club series and club races, because it's just the club mainly, and then you've got other people from other clubs. Anyone who rides for that club pretty much, or rides at the track with the club. So you have got all the track, you've got all the knowledge, you've done some training at tracks. Now you want to get to a race. When you get to a race, you see that they're going to put a pre-sheets up and then some moto boards, and you're like, what's a pre? So pre-sheets, maybe that's before it. Then motor boards, what does that even mean? Maybe I've watched motocross and seen that. Now I'm going to explain it. Now, once you get to a race, you've got to go to a gazebo somewhere or a trailer to go and actually register that you're there. So you might have pre-reg, which is basically just paying online to say you're going to go. It's kind of like an invitation, then you accept and go and whatever. You've got to go when you get to the race. You've got to go and sign in to say you're there, because if you haven't gone to sign in and they don't know you're there, then they're just going to drop you out of the races, and you could be there and go, I'm here, I'm racing, what's going on? So yeah, you want to make sure you're registered. So then a couple hours later, depending on where you ride and depending on how many people have turned up, you'll have a pre-sheets put up. Most of them have gone online now, so you can actually just look on your phone, but they'll still put paper ones up for people that can't or don't want to. So you can go to this book. It's normally a massive piece of plywood with just paper on it that they printed out, and it will have each category of age. So I'm in 1724 or 1729. You'll find your age category, and then you'll look for your name, and then maybe your club, and then your number. So if you see all that and that's all correct, your number is with your name and everything, that's good. You walk back to your gazebo, that's all, you're in, you're fine. And they just do pre-sheets to make sure everyone's there that wants to be there, and everyone's there that they knows is there. After that, once all the pre-sheets are done, once everyone's made sure they're on it, and if they're not, they've gone to tell them, you've got the moto sheets, which are basically, if you look at the pre-sheets, then you've got the moto sheets, which is, a moto is like a heat, I would explain it as. In a racing, so depending on how many riders, you could have like 300 heats in total, and you could be like 40, 80, 120 or something. Who knows? Depends how many people are there, depending on how many heats or motos there are. So you're looking at the motor board. You found your age category again. You found your name, and then you're going to look across, and there's going to be 2 numbers. There's going to be the race number, and then a colon, and there's going to be your gate. Now this will be 1 to 8, obviously, because as I said, there's only 8 riders in a race. So yeah, because then you can look on this list and you can see who else is in your race, and see if you want to, obviously, or you can just see what race you're in, what you need to go up to, and what gate you're going to be in when you get there. So when you go up for your race, there'll be pens. So you might have heard pens if you're on a farm or something again, where they put the sheep in pens. Now, don't think of it as much as that. It's just little lanes for each race to go in. so they know, and then they're going to number them off. So you'll be in order, so it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So it will have a little sign, and it'll have all the 1s, all the 2s, all the 3s, all the 4s. So you know what race you're going to go in, they know you're in that race. So then once you get out of the pens, it's your race, they've numbered you out, they've called you out, you're into the gate. Now, gate 5 for example, you're going to go in gate 5. And then you're onto the race, onto the track where you're going to put all this knowledge to use. So hopefully once you go in the race, you're going to go and win it, and you're going to go and beat everyone. There'll be different tactics in the racing, like high-low, low-high, rail the corner, which is basically you go into the berm, you want to go high, and then you want to drop under them, or you're going to go low-high, which is going to go low and then up underneath them. You're going to go on the inside line, or you're just going to rail it because there's no one behind you, or you're in front, or you've just got the speed for it. You're just going to pedal the whole way middle of the berm. So yeah, and then you're going to go and win. Now I've told you all this knowledge and what BMX racing actually is. I hope you go out, find a local BMX track, pump track, whatever. Just go and ride your bike and make sure you're safe doing it, obviously. And yeah, I hope you go and win a race now, because now you have a better understanding of what BMX racing actually is, and what I actually do on my channel mostly. So I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. If you liked the video, click the like button. If you're new around here, don't forget to subscribe, because we've just hit 600 subscribers, and that's pretty sick. Go and find a BMX racetrack. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.
I'll make a meal, pass it down to my kids, the dice, yeah. Open my eyes, yeah. Colder than ice, yeah. Ain't nothing frozen in life, yeah. Real thing, I'm for real, yeah. All of these faces I got in my pocket, they watching, they getting familiar. I'm trying to get all the profits deposited right back into my familia. Talking familia. How I be antisocial but making racks on social media, yeah. I took a chance on this shit and got large from killing every medium, yeah. I don't